Hello friends, I am Sanyukta and today we are going to be learning another Zentangle original. The pattern is called Diva Dance. I often consider it as a queen of Zentangle patterns because it has many facets. It's a very versatile and beautiful pattern. Originally the pattern was given by Laura Harms, a CZT from Canada, but it has been included into the official list of Zentangle patterns, right? So let us see how do we draw the pattern Diva Dance. The pattern originally has been, the look of the pattern has been divided into three types. For example, I have just drawn a line, a curvy line, and then I am going to aura it closely. Like this, right? And then I am going to add some hums, or you may call it bumps, the way you wish. Humps like a camel hump, right? So just randomly at any place you wish to, right? And then I am again going to aura closely like this, right? Add another aura. So how closely are you auraing the lines and the hums also affects the look of the Tangle Diva Dance. Again adding randomly these hums. There is no standard shape like it has to be like this only. It can be any ways. For example, like this. They are just bold inked portions drawn on the lines, right, that you are drawing. And then again closely aura, including the humps, right? Again aura. Again you can add a few more, small, big, the way you wish, any shape or size, right? Again aura. Right? So this is the pattern Diva Dance. This form of the pattern is called waltz. Right? So what if you draw Diva Dance like this, right? Something like inverted V shape. Again the same principle. Add some humps here and there. This random. Right? Again add an aura. Close aura. So auraing is a very integral part of this pattern. Almost after adding every hump you add one or two auras and then you add the next layer of humps, right? Again aura. Right? Again one more aura. The more closely you aura, the better the look, right? Again adding these bold inked portions or humps here and there randomly. Again aura, right? So this form or this arrangement of the pattern Diva Dance is generally called as foxtrot, right? This arrangement in an inverted V. So you're supposed to fill up the whole portion, right? So are the humps supposed to be looking like these only? No, you can have bigger ones. You can have them of any shape or size, as I told you earlier, right? So they can be of any shape or size. Just ensure that you aura it closely enough, because the look comes from the auraing, right? Again, bigger one. You can add one here, bigger one, right? Again, an aura. You can add here also, right? So that's how the foxtrot version would look. You can complete the entire, and you can do it the same way in all the four sides, right? And then we have the Divadance rock and roll version, which actually looks like a flower, right? So I'm starting with a dot and then started going around and then adding these humps, right? What I'm doing is drawing and adding humps at the same time. I'm doing that above the line that I'm drawing, right? So you can see closely that I'm drawing the line and then going back and adding the hump. But this is not any hard and fast rule. You can do it the other way also, right? See how I'm doing now. I'm adding the line, I'm adding the hump now, right? And then closely auraing, adding the hump, and closely auraing, adding aura, again adding a hump. You can do this way also. Now you can go back and fill in the humps, right? So I have seen Rick drawing it this way. He first gives the hump and then fills it in, whereas I have seen Maria draw the other way. She would first draw the line and then add humps to it, right? So you can do it both ways. So I am then again adding an aura, closely auraing, again adding a hump, adding one more, again closely auraing, adding one more, right? Then go back to the humps and just fill it in, right? Go back to the humps and fill it in. You can do it this way also. The other way that I showed to you is, once you aura it, you go back and add the hump, right? Like this. Again, drawing the line first and then adding a hump over it, right? So you can do it both ways. Applies in all the cases. So you can see how it is turning out to be like a flower going around in spirals. So finally it ultimately starts to look like a flower, but it is officially called as the rock and roll version, right? So you go on and on like this, as many spirals as you wish to, right? So just complete the aura. The more closely you aura it, the better the look. Like this, right? So this is called the rock and roll version, right? So once you start drawing the pattern, you basically see the space that you have to fill in, right? So all these versions of Divadance kind of merge with each other. You can't really make out which is the waltz and which is the foxtrot and which is the rock and roll version. Generally the rock and roll version looks different from the other two. These two generally merge pretty well with each other, right? So I have posted few string ideas on my Facebook page, right? And here is a different string that we are going to use today to draw a tile using the pattern Divadance, right? So if you can see the string, it's just kind of zigzag kind of a thing, right? I have created some 5-6 sections on the tile, right? It's a regular square tile. So let us start right away. I'm going to start with the pattern Muka sprouts here, right? So I'm adding some Muka sprouts, taking this string as a base. So we have already learned how to draw Muka sprouts in our session on Muka, right? It is one of the variations or derivative of the pattern Muka, right? Again, do the same exercise on this line. Go all the way around, almost 3/4 of the distance, and then come back. Right, again go. Three-fourths of the distance, again upward, and again come back. Again the same exercise, go back 3/4, upward, then come back. Right, so since we have added 4, I am going to keep it 4 every time. Right, again do the same exercise, probably, yeah, like this. So I'm going to go round again, and then again add this pod and come back. The entire distance till here, right? Again go back. The Muka sprouts are a lot of fun to draw. You can arrange it any which ways, that's the basic idea. Give a curve and just fit it in anywhere, right? So Maria also uses it pretty often in her tiles. The sprouts, Mukas. So adding the last one, the 4th one, right? And then probably starting here, going again 3/4 of the distance, coming back. You take your time, go slow, right? Again going back the entire distance, adding another pod, drawing behind, right? Again coming back, again the 3rd one, adding another pod, coming back, again going back, adding the last one, coming back, right? And then what you can do is just add few lines here as if they are going to form the sprouts, right? So just adding these lines, right? And then probably one here. So since I'm not going the entire distance, probably the two last ones. Right, so like this, right? So kind of a sections that I've created here, right? Now what I'm going to do is add Divadance inside these sections. So let us start right away. So I am starting with the rock and roll version, right? As I showed to you, you can either add the humps above the lines you're drawing, or you can first add the hump and then color it in. It is okay both ways, right? I generally add an hump above the line. You can do it other way also. For example, I have now changed it, right? So I have added a hump and now I am filling it in, right? So you can do it this way also. Again, going back, adding a hump, again adding a hump, filling it in, right? Filling these in. Just make sure that you follow the aura while filling it in, right? So again, aura. The closely you aura, the better it looks. Again a hump. Again go back, a hump. Small humps, big humps. No standard rule as such. There is no standard look for the pattern. Every time you draw it looks different, right? So you just have to follow the basic principle of auraing and adding these humps here and there, right? So yeah, where did I leave it? Here. Just keep rotating your tile so that your hand doesn't have to move much. Again adding some ink here, right? Again switching to my original, adding the humps over the line, or you can do that under, whichever way you like. Right? So big humps, small humps. Again going back, adding aura. Adding aura. Right? Filling in the last few. Again continuing the auraing, right? Again the same. Right. Again auras, right? So this is how Divadance rock and roll looks. So again, start the next section doing the same exercise. Start with a spiral, go back, add humps, right? So I am going to do this in all these sections, right? Add the pattern the way I have shown to draw. I'm going to add it in this and in this section also, right? So you can see here I am on the last section. I've already filled up 3 the same way with rock and roll version of Diva dance, going in spirals, right? So again, filling the last small portion, adding the same pattern, adding the humps here and there, right? Again, it's a small space, so right, so that is how we completed the pattern Diva dance. Now what you can do is with the rest of the tile, it is up to you. Since we have already used 2 big patterns, so let us just keep it simple and fill up the rest of the space with small and big tipples. You can choose any other pattern of your choice, entirely up to you. Fill it up with poke roots, poke leaves, or any other line based pattern, right? So since we have already drawn 2 patterns, I'm just keeping the rest of the tile simple, right? I'm going to add these small and big tipples and fill up the rest of the tile, right? Just make sure the small spaces left in between you fill it at the same time, or you may also get back to them. It is although a good idea to fill it up at the same time, right? So going to fill it up like this. So I have filled in the rest of the tile with the pattern tipple, right? Kept it simple. So let us now start to shade our tile. So I'm going to add this outline to my Muka sprouts first. Shade the tipple as a whole and not get into shading each and every orb, right? So adding some graphite at the edges, at the ends, right? And then the same exercise on the other side. Right? And then some graphite at places from where the lines are emanating. Right? The pods. What you can also do here is fill in these small portions that are left in between the sprouts, right? It's up to you. So we'll see in the end if we need to do that. Right now I don't feel like, right? So let us, as far as this Diva dance is concerned, we generally add some graphite. If the curls are repeating at a particular place, then on those curls, right? If they are not, then there is no need to shade it as well. You can just add some graphite here and there in the center, etc. Right? So if you see that the curls have a repeating at certain places regularly, then you can add some graphite at those places, right? Otherwise just randomly add it to the center or at the ends. Just shade the tangle as a whole and do that, right? So let us now start blending. Right, the other side. Make sure you leave a portion white in between as a highlight. Right. Then the pots. Right, the places from lines are emerging to give the effect of going under. Right, again the pots. Right, so just blending the pots, the heads, right, re-emphasizing places from where lines are emerging or merging, and then finally just a touch on our Diva dance. You don't need to do much on it because you already have bold inked portions on it, right? So just where you see repeating curls, you can add some graphite there. Right, again it's random. Places where you see repeating curls. Right. So now let us add some highlight with our white charcoal. If you want, at few places on your Diva dance where you have not added graphite, right? Just a touch here and there, places where you have not added graphite, right? just a touch here and there, right? So now if you wish, you can add some graphite ink to this in between portions, this part, or add some orbs if you wish, right? It's not required. Even if you don't do it, it's okay, but probably it will add some more drama to our tile. So I'm going to ink it, right? Like this. Right. So let us do it for all. So you can see here I have inked all the sections which were left in between the muka sprouts, and this is how the finished tile looks, right? So we will now initial our tile, right? We sign and date it. So we'll meet again in part 2 of the pattern Diva dance and draw some more tiles using the same pattern but in different ways, right? Till then, have a safe time, stay safe, goodbye.